In order for you to get your ex back, these three things have to be in place. But if they're in place, you can absolutely get them back. Hey, I'm Coach Benny, and I help people get their exes back. And for 5 years, I was a dating coach before I did this, where I had to pay attention to how to attract people and bring them in. And from that perspective, I help you get your ex back. Now, there's three things that have to be in place in order for you to be able to get your ex back. And the first one is baseline physical attraction. In other words, were you and your ex ever attracted to each other to begin with? And we know that that's the case because you wouldn't have had a relationship otherwise unless they were just gold digging or whatever the case was. And so because there's baseline physical attraction there, we know that the first box is checked off in terms of being able to get someone. Secondly, you have to have access to your ex. Okay, if you're blocked everywhere, you're not able to get them back. Most exes actually unblock you within the first 3 months if they do block you after the breakup. So at some point you will have access again if you don't have it right now. But there's lots of different forms of removing access that can get in the way. For example, a restraining order. If that's in place, you're not getting your ex back. If they're in a committed relationship that's lasted longer than the honeymoon phase, 4 to 6 months, whatever, then that's an access problem because they're not available. Or if your ex has broken up with you because of some kind of attachment style dysfunction, they've gone into avoidance and they put their walls up for whatever reason, that's going to last a certain period of time. And during that time, you don't really have access to them, even if it seems like you could reach out and message them. And until that time period ends or their walls go down, okay, you're not going to have access to that person. Now, the last thing that has to be in place in order for you to get your ex back is to have an understanding of the mechanics of attraction. That is, if there's baseline physical attraction between you and your person, you have access to them. Now, you can use your understanding of attraction to reel them in. The only thing that matters is that you understand which actions raise your standing with them versus which actions push them away. As long as you have access to them and you were able to get them to begin with, there's baseline physical attraction there. There's no reason why, according to the principles of attraction, that you can't reel them in. So what are some of these principles that you can use to get your ex back? Number one, mystery. Don't let them know what you're thinking all the time. Keep it a secret as to where they stand with you. Don't talk all the time either because that evaporates mystery. Outcome independence. You have to not care whether or not you get your ex back. So if you're in this state of intense grieving, you're not going to be able to get them back from that place. So you need to heal just enough to where you can finally take it or leave it with them. Playfulness. When you talk, is it boring like you're just exchanging Hallmark cards electronically? Or do you catch up a little bit about your day, but then kind of twist up their words and tease them a little bit and have fun in the conversation? And if you're not doing that, okay, you're not being playful enough to keep it fun. So a few other things that factor into this would be your aesthetic, your level of fitness, demonstration of wit, humor, confidence, etc. But as long as you have an understanding of these things and you know when to take a step forward, when to take a step back, how to artfully employ these components that we've talked about in interaction with your ex, you will continually raise your standing with them to the point where, they're giving you puppy dog eyes or they're coming to you and texting you first all the time. Now, if you want my help with this process, click into my profile up there and click this link right here, set up a call with me, and I want to hear your story and I'll help you re-attract your ex.